know about that. So we have the, that's the money guy. You see him? That's the money guy right there. Thank you, Kazadin. Now I don't have to worry about gyms anymore. This guy is the guy that wants to, he wants to take the fun out of video games and then add the money into video games, right?
The quote was, take the fun out of making video games.
Good enough. And, yeah, this is Trade Prince Gallywix right here.
Gaming's favorite villain Konami have caused EA stock to drop by $660 million. Ubisoft have revealed the scope.
No way. Let me see. Okay, that's not good.
PC gaming.
Right.
GTA's gambling becomes a reality.
Yep.
Blizzard may have actually listened to players, shockingly. Ops 4 has got just a little bit more pay to win.
Okay.
And of course, over in Anthem Land, they almost had an update.
Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Roundup, our twice per week gaming news show, now with a little bit of a fresh lick of paint. Let's get into the news.
Okay.
EA have lost a major draw, and their stock value has immediately felt the hit. Their partnership with Juventus, a insanely popular Italian football club, has came.
Well, so what? I would be too.
What? How'd you see that? I thought you were watching them. You watching both of them?
I'm watching both of you guys.
Damn it, man. I thought I'd get one through. Okay.
I'm switching in between.
Yeah, sure. Did they kill the other boss?
I don't know. Let's go see.
Okay.
Jesus, did you see how his voice fucking
I don't think so.
Okay.
went
Okay.
3 octaves higher? Damn.
Well, I
you guys heard
so
that, right?
Instead of renewing with
Shut
the
the
team,
fuck
well,
up.
Juventus have now partnered with Konami
Oh,
for.
man.
yeah, he's talking shit.
What is he saying?
He says that I'm raising
Nothing.
He says nothing. Never mind. Yeah, it's okay.
What did he
He's
say?
calling me a
Just
cuck.
keep watching the fucking race, all right? Don't worry about it.
Okay, she did the crazy eyes and she pointed at me. Okay, all right, we gotta keep going to the video. All right.
Pro Evolution Soccer for 3 years. What does this mean? Well, it means that EA can no longer use their intellectual property, so they can't use the stuff of the club. Instead, they have to replace it with a fictional team that will use authentic players, both with their names and their faces. However,
Okay.
it does seem like Konami will get access to the players for the up-to-date 3D scans. Konami seem to finally be striking back against FIFA by trying to give Pro Evo a more solid fan base in Europe, where they have historically lost out because of the lack of official licensing. Remember
Okay.
now that FIFA makes up 14% of EA's total net revenue, and what makes this more interesting is the fast effect that it had on their valuation. So on Tuesday, when the announcement was made,
What do you mean Konami's bad? What are you guys fucking talking about? Like back the last time I heard about Konami is whenever they made awesome games for Super Nintendo. What the fuck happened?
You
Sports
play
games.
with them balls like it's FIFA.
Oh, it's so they're the ones that make FIFA. Metal Gear Solid 5. Was that the turning point? Am I right about that? Kojima, they fought Kojima. Oh, Metal Gear Solid. All right, wow. Holy shit, man. They killed Metal Gear Solid. Fuck, man. Fuck. Okay.
stock dropped 3% in value. What does that tell us? Well,
Say what?
They got world first.
What? Wait, you're trolling me.
No, they just did. Just now.
Izzy, I think that's heroic.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's heroic.
Why aren't they pretty
That's
many?
yeah. They're doing heroic splits. She doesn't even. Just
They're-
don't worry
they're
about
trying
it.
to
Just
get-
don't worry about it.
They're trying to get more gear so they can do it on Mythic. So they killed her on heroic.
Just don't worry about it. Let her just.
I got debated. I thought this was mythic the whole time.
Yeah,
She
no,
doesn't
that's heroic.
She doesn't even play WoW,
Okay.
does she?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, dude.
I think number one, market's knee-jerk. They overreact. It won't be that bad for that long. And there's also definitely, though, a danger of having all of your eggs in one basket. It does
Okay.
mean that any hits to FIFA will damage EA greatly, although I doubt this is going to have that much impact because of FIFA's established European dominance. Next up, though, we've got more Activision pay-to-win, which I know you love. Last month, a batch of weapons were added.
Let's read this. Guarantees 1 new ranged black market weapon and 2 reverse cases. If you already own a variant of all black market weapons, the bribe will award additional variant. So here we go. This is amazing. I'm so glad that they're adding this. Yeah, this is absolutely just great. It's rare to have 3 versions of a raid. You're right about that.
To the Black Ops 4 loot crate system. Now, we've talked about this before, but one of them was the Stingray, which, with a explosive round mod, was a burst fire rifle that would one-shot people. Yeah, that's a massive
What
balance
the
problem,
fuck?
and one with a very simple fix, but it took them over a month to fix it, furthering player claims the Blops 4 is getting kind of pay to win. Now,
Well, that's what they do, right? Is they add something that's pay to win, and then they let it take the internet by storm. Everybody knows that you have to have this weapon. Then they let the meta create itself around this weapon. Everybody buys the weapon, and then a month later they come back and we say, "Oh no, we don't want anybody to have to do pay to win. This is not what our company stands for." Even though we profited off of the hype of it for last month, but no, now we're gonna change it, and we're actually gonna make another gun pay to win now. So give us another $15. That's what it is. See, this is the best part about it, right? Is not only, it's like they fuck you coming and going, right? They fuck you buying the gun, and then they fuck you by nerfing the gun and telling you that they did it because they care about the experience, right? So it's like a double, it's a suck and fuck at the same time.
Yeah, like Mikkel Reeve says.
That's right.
shortly
Is he streaming, by the way? When is he streaming?
Right now,
No, not right now. I know he's not streaming right now.
he's gonna try more.
You guys need to follow him and
Yep,
start watching
yeah.
his stream.
Anybody got a link to his channel?
Yeah, link his channel right here, okay? And you can't even, since it's all RNG. Yeah, don't give your Twitch primes to me. Go give them to him, okay? That's my boy, Mikkel Rivi. Yeah, he's if it weren't for him, I might not even be playing WoW right now. What's so bad about a good old suck and fuck? Well, there you go. There's the link right there, okay? Yeah, go give him a follow, give him a like, give him your Twitch primes, okay? Don't give them to me. All right, let's go to the rest of these. It's like sucking your own dick, not the best idea. No, it's like paying somebody to suck your own dick and then refunding and charging back the PayPal money for it, right? That's basically how it is.
after the Stingray was patched, they've done basically the same thing again. This time, there's an explosive crossbow, the Reaver C86,
Okay.
that does extreme amounts of damage. So much
Wow.
damage that it renders the safeguard game mode moot, as you can destroy the payload in a single 6-bolt clip of the weapon.
That's great.
Now, this, like the Stingray, is available from the loot boxes. So
Great.
if you want a weapon that can significantly increase your odds of
See, I didn't even hear the other half of it, right? I didn't hear how obviously instead of them changing the loot box thing, I just assumed that they would move the pay to win gun to another gun that's from the crates. I assumed that. Boom. It's a fact. Okay? Whenever there's money involved, you always know what they're going to do.
winning that game mode,
Hey,
just
dude.
throw your money into
What? What?
Can you check in game? Are those good? Is that what I want?
I think the frost damage ones are the best.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I think those might actually be good, though. It could be different for Rep Paladins, though.
Alright.
the loot boxes, or reserve crates as they call them, and hope for the best. Now, making the exact same mistake twice in a row, let's be real, that's kind of unlikely. Now, assuming the worst isn't always the correct approach,
No, it's not. Do you know why it's not? You know why it's very likely? Is because it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Do you really think that they're so stupid that they can't balance a gun that shoots that basically shoots grenades with like a machine gun? just because it wasn't a mistake. They're gonna do it again. They're like, oops, oh, we did it again. Here's a little bit of a bit of advice for you guys, okay? Whenever coincidence and personal gain converge, it's never a coincidence.
Approach, given the repeated balance mistakes and the delays on the fixes, even with Treyarch staff acknowledging concerns quite quickly in Reddit, well, you can come to your own conclusion. It could go either way. I've seen some comments saying it's a win-win for the company, that they get money from players rushing to get the OP weapon, while the developers get to accept the feedback from the community and make fixes, albeit slowly, which, I mean, it's a bit of an odd thing to be having happen, isn't it? Overall, though, it's continually a bit terrible with this game. We know that they felt its early revenue from the loot boxes, so if you want a weapon that can significantly increase your odds of winning.
Sorry, I skipped ahead there. I accidentally clicked the wrong button. Okay, it's right here, right? Is this what I think it is? That you have to spend extra money for a crate that doesn't have duplicates on it? There's no way this is what it is, right? Listen, guys. Listen. These mechanics are aimed at 14-year-olds that are hopped up on Mountain Dew, Monster Energy drinks, Red Bull, all at the same time, while their mom is sitting there in the other room crying because he's getting held back in 7th grade for the 3rd time.
And Adderall.
And Adderall.
Get my Addies. Gotta get the Addies, bro.
Like, these kids are, yeah, and his name is Kyle. And he smells like Axe body spray. He wears a shirt that's 3 sizes too big for him. And his pants are, you know, like all the way down to his ankles because he's a gangsta. And he has a Supreme hat with the sticker on it. We need to stop these Kyles. They're taking over our gaming and they're ruining it. We need to stop the Kyles.
Continually a bit terrible with this game. We know that they felt its early revenue was disappointing, and as we've covered in the other videos, they've continually pushed their microtransactions further and further. They've been okay with pay to win, and now we're in this current state where, yeah, guns, something that's vital to the game, are locked behind their loot boxes, which is just unacceptable. Next, though, we've got another spicy game. It's time to revisit Anthem, a game that has been very quiet. Now, Anthem's cataclysm...
Let's see how quiet it really is. Let me open up Twitch. Okay, so let's look at categories. Anthem. Okay, still can't find it. We'll scroll all the way down, okay, guys? Go all the way down to 200 viewers. Wait, is it really not even here yet? Am I really still not finding Anthem? Okay, 100 viewers. Oh, there it is, 131 viewers.
Not bad.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. How much money did they spend on that game?
Couple million.
Whew. Up in smoke.
has been in testing since June, but it's shown no signs of actually coming to the live servers. Until just recently. On Monday, a player spotted a timer that was added to the game. Okay. This timer counted down the oncoming storm with a 7-day timer plus a visual teaser of said storm. This got people excited, very excited. Remember, they've heard nothing but whispers.
By people excited, it got 12 likes and 2 retweets. So remember what I was saying about news articles showing tweets and getting people excited, etc.? Yeah, there were 12 likes on this tweet. Pretty incredible, right? I mean, like, we look at my tweets. Let's see here. If I look at like my my recent going live tweet, Rich asking for Oldawar has more likes than that. Can I get this? Has over half as many. This stupid fucking picture right here. It's not good.
For like 6 weeks now, and that's quite a long time for a game.
It's pretty good
that is
considering how many people play the game. Yeah, I mean, it seems like about half the player base liked that tweet.
Live service in active development, but sadly their hopes were dashed. According to a BioWare community manager, that change was not supposed to go live until a slightly later date. They apologized for the confusion, but again, it doesn't really inspire that much confidence, does it? While this is a mistake, it's a bit of a sort of cruel mistake for these community members who are excited about the game. They're chomping at the bit for more content. They want it to be better, and it's just not happening.
Okay.
And I think while staying silent and just taking action rather than placating fans with vague statements, I think that is the direction that BioWare should take. But while I think that's the case, it does look like the team is making minimal progress.
They should give up on the game and make something better.
There's a large enough team working in this
It's
game.
dead.
I would imagine that they are, sorting out their production and getting their back end
I
improved.
wasn't talking about my own Twitter likes. I was talking about people that got responses on my Twitter post, okay? I wasn't flexing my own Twitter. Jesus Christ, you guys are autistic. Of course I'm not doing that. I was talking about something completely different.
It's going instead of just farming out content super quick to get the fans in. However, given the development issues that the game has faced in the past, it's possible that they're quite simply just not making much progress. Still, it's not all grim, because over at Ubisoft, things seem to be going up. In
That's
their
good.
Q1 fiscal year 19 to 20 sales report, they mentioned a few things of note.
Okay.
First, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has had a sharp increase in daily engagement and comparable sell-through with Origins, surely because of their DLC schedule and the new story mode creator.
Okay.
Then Rainbow Six Siege is one of the best-selling, one of the top 10 best-selling titles, in fact, in the industry over the last 5 years, and that is measured in $60 units sold. Very impressive indeed. Then The Division 2 is straight up the highest-selling game this year so far on console and PC. It simply sold more units than any other game. They also mention strong performance at E3 with Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Watch Dogs Legion, and Roller Champions, all
Am I the only person that doesn't give a fuck about any of these games? Like, I literally don't care about any of these games.
Well, yeah, because you're not a gamer.
Well, no,
You're a-
I mean,
you're
like,
if you were a
Same.
gamer, you might care, but you're a wower.
I might be, but I feel like even for gamers, like, nobody cares. I know I'm not a gamer, you're right. But, I don't know, like, I see these games, like, none of these games excite me at all.
doing fantastic by the metrics they were tracking. Their CEO went on to say that they are well above target for this quarter because of high recurring player investment and engagement, especially in Siege and Odyssey, and he claimed that their lineup for this fiscal year, which includes Quarantine and Gods and Monsters, is one of the strongest they've had in the last 5 years. But the most interesting thing for me is the breakdown of bookings by platform. Switch was down at 5%, and their various mobile offerings only earned 7%.
Yep.
Xbox One was 18% of the pie, and the PS4 was a lot more than that, 30%.
Why would anybody buy an Xbox One? Like, give me one good reason to buy an Xbox One. Yeah, good question. Halo? It's not out yet. Like, literally, Halo was the only thing that sold consoles for Xbox. And they ran Halo into the ground whenever they stopped having Bungie make the fucking game. And they have some other random studio making the game. Nobody plays Halo anymore. Nobody likes Halo anymore. Hopefully, Halo coming to PC will make it good again. But maybe not. And then PlayStation 4 has 1,000 more exclusive games. All of the exclusives they have are fucking a million times better. And it's like, I can't imagine somebody buying an Xbox. Like, so sometimes I've thought about buying an Xbox, but then I remembered I would just be wasting my money. I would never even turn it on. There would be no reason to play Xbox. And this is by somebody who was an Xbox fanboy. I had an Xbox. I had the original one, the giant box, and then I had the 360. I fucking love Xbox, and it's absolute trash now.
1% of the pie. However, the real kicker is that PC was on top.
Yeah.
PC accounted
Goddamn
for
right.
34% of the money that Ubisoft brought in, which is in sharp contrast to 24% the same period last year. So it might be easy to see this and think, hang on a second, has PC gaming just had a 50% rise? Well, while PC
see.
gaming does appear to be increasing in popularity, I think that Ubisoft have also been doing a good job with their live service model and their updates, and that probably has led to a lot of revenue. Their reliance on maintaining their live services just makes me believe that players who would usually spend on a number of, say, different games across Steam are instead spending a lot of that money on Ubisoft DLC, season passes, and microtransactions. Now,
Here's why PC gaming is becoming a lot more popular. There's a number of reasons. Is because one of the big things is that people in general are becoming more PC literate. So the percentage of the population that can create and at least parse out and decide what kind of a PC they want and know what RAM is, know what graphics cards are, know what processors are, they understand that more. That population is only getting bigger. While at the same time, back in the day, whenever the console gaming was much more popular, the consoles weren't even really that great, but they were just better than the PCs. Also, on top of that, creating these like PCs, these better PCs, you can buy a really good PC that can run almost all the games nowadays for less than $1,000. Back in the day, comparatively, you really weren't able to do that in the same way. So PC gaming is becoming more accessible and less expensive. So I think more and more people are going to keep doing PC. Yeah, only 1K? No, it's true. $50 if you're, well, it depends on where you live though. Well, of course it depends on where you live. But I think that, okay, computer literacy is going up, prices are going down in general. That's why PC gaming is becoming more popular.
outside of some of those microtransactions, I mean, a lot of them, the XP kerfuffle with Odyssey, that stuff, I think Ubisoft have fundamentally did a pretty good job. They have released quite a lot of content for their games, and as far as the live services go, I think Ubisoft are pretty much coming out on top. Then Ubisoft are doubling down on PC as well with Uplay Plus, which is their own subscription service. So they've announced a list of games that will be available, and it's over 100 games long. Now this is going to cost $15 a month, but it's going to include all of Ubisoft's new games, including Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow...
Am I the only person that's sick of these fucking dumbass goddamn piece of shit annoying fucking services that you have to pay for every goddamn motherfucking month? I've got to pay for Amazon Prime. I've got to pay for subs for people on Twitch. I've got to pay for WoW. My dad doesn't even pay for my sub anymore. I've got to pay for fucking Netflix. Actually, that's not true. I leech Izzy's Netflix. And, you know, this is it. I'm getting fucking tired of paying for all this fucking garbage constantly. Like, we get away from the cable companies, and now we're buying our own fucking bundles. This is insane. Gotta pay for Spotify. It's, you know, I'm too much. Yeah, Spotify too. Well, Spotify I'm okay with, right? But in general, like, this is insane. The amount of services you have to pay for monthly. I don't even think about how much money I'm paying for services monthly. It's fucking ridiculous.
Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters. Then as for the back catalogue, well, it's almost everything of value. The Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Tom Clancy, and Prince of Persia series are all there, and then even games like the Trials series, Beyond Good and Evil, Steep, and the Might and Magic games being included. Now, the games are mostly coming as either their deluxe, gold, or ultimate editions, so they should include all of the DLC. Now, there is fine print on the page saying that it may not have all premium content, but I...
Wait a second, so you get to play Uno? So you've got Ghost Recon, The Division, Splinter Cell, Secret Agent, Uno, Watch Dogs 2. Like, I don't know why, I just think that's really fucking funny.
Ultimate editions, so they should include all of the DLC.
Okay.
Now, there is fine print on the page saying that it may not have all premium content, but I think that's just to cover them in case there's a genuine issue there.
Yeah,
like
we'll
with
see
Origin
about that.
Access Premier, basically, if you're a fan of the Ubisoft franchises massively and you want to play them all, it could end up working out okay for you. $15 a month is not...
Somebody just traded me $1 million gold.
Wow.
Yo, hey, Provitos, thanks a lot, man. I really fucking appreciate that. He's in a guild. Wait, he's in a guild called Stream Snipers Re. Yo, thank you, man. Holy shit, thank you very much. It's $1 million gold.
Come to Sargeras and do that, man.
No, it's okay. Everybody come to KT. I'm just standing right here in Borealis Harbor. Please trade me more gold, okay, guys?
Sargeras.
This is great. Yeah, Health is Odd server. This is amazing.
that cheap though, but if
Thank
you
you, man.
are purchasing 3 full price games every year or a gold edition every 6 months, then it could maybe work out. But of course, you've got to remember you only have access to that content while you are still subscribed, so that does impact the value proposition. Now, there was originally a small controversy surrounding this, as some European pages were showing the standard editions of games instead of the premium ones. Ubisoft have since confirmed to VG247 that this was a error, like just a display error, and there will be no regional differences between the Uplay plus bits of content whatsoever. So yeah, it's nice to see them sticking on their promised policies. So with that, we've got an update on the G2A saga. Okay.
So everybody likes G2A. It's one of the most ethical key distributors, and one of the good things about G2A is they never inadvertently sell a stolen key. And it's just one of those things where, you know, honor and integrity just reign supreme.
G2A have proposed a solution to the shady key resells. When they proposed their key blocker, they opened by saying they got a lot of feedback and they realized they were a bit short-sighted on some issues. They claim that they now understand the developers are concerned almost more so about review and giveaway keys being resold, so they are working on a tool to protect against that. Now, they're not actually working on the tool. They say that if at least 100 indie devs sign up to be validated with G2A through the system, then they'll begin the development work. Now, this system basically is just a key blacklist, so devs can submit keys to the blacklist indicating whether they are a review or a giveaway key. And if they're giveaway keys, then G2A will allow the sale of up to 3 of those keys from a single seller, but no more. Now, G2A agree that review keys should never be sold, but they do believe the customers have a right to sell keys that they acquire or they win through a giveaway, and I think that's fair, but that they will limit that quantity because of the potential for abuse via botting. Now, overall, I think this tool is a pretty good idea, but I think G2A's bullish approach does leave a poor taste in the mouths of most people. They're never really willing to admit that they're wrong. They always want developers to step up and confirm they're in before they go ahead and spend any time or money, and parts of that are fair, but it's also absolutely not how you garner goodwill with the community.
They don't need goodwill, they just sell the fucking keys. Well, let's see, what is this this back and forth? I never mentioned chargebacks at any point, agreed, so we never contacted even a chargeback in an article. Do you give 10 times X people pretending to be streamers and press asking for review codes, people buying codes in bulk, bundles against the TOS, who's verifying the evidence, people pretending to be streamers, following the article, such people are scumbags and we gladly delete all codes from the marketplace. So this right here, so this is, who's verifying the evidence? See, this is the real question here that this guy asked. And he says, we gladly delete all such codes from the marketplace. So this is actually a very clever way of basically skirting the question. So he's not actually answering the question, but he's saying that the people that do it are bad and they'll delete them if they're found out. But he never revealed that there's actually any sort of process of finding out if they're going to be deleted or not. So this is a completely hypothetical situation for them.
Confirm they're in before they go ahead and spend any time or money, and parts of that are fair, but it's also absolutely not how you garner goodwill with the community, and I think that's one thing they're definitely missing. And I suppose on that topic, that's not all. The Factorio developers mentioned G2A in one of their recent blog posts, saying that they had about 300 keys purchased fraudulently, and that's cost them about $6,600 with an average chargeback fee of $20 per key. Now remember that G2A did say they would basically pay devs back 10 times what they lose when this happens if it's sold through their platform. So having heard from users that they had their keys that they purchased through G2A be revoked, they then contacted them about the article and G2A offered to check the keys. The Factorio dev sent over an email with the list of the keys and asked how many of them were sold in G2A, but they got no reply. G2A have since released an update saying that they and the Factorio devs have together decided on a third party to audit the situation, and they are reaching out to that company now. They also reaffirmed that they will allow all legally obtained items to be sold on their site and have announced the 17 companies who have signed up for their key blocking service so far. Now, the Factorio developer goes on to say that regional fraud is another issue with the grey market, one that G2A is not addressing, with games being purchased in cheaper regions and resold for more expensive ones. And they also mention market speculation, keys being purchased when a game is cheap, say in early access, only to be sold when a game's RRP increases, such as full launch. And I get the developer's frustration there, but being real with you, I think that's kind of fair. Yes, it's disadvantageous to developers, there's less control there, but this happens in just about every market where consumers can resell goods. And I guess from my perspective, if somebody is entrepreneurial enough to take the risk, then hey, buy.
And that's fine, right? If somebody's reselling a key that they bought on sale or something like that, I don't see a problem with that because it was obtained through a completely legitimate means. The reason why people don't like G2A is because basically what they do is they resell keys that were bought with stolen credit cards. You know what I mean? And no, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like if you buy it completely legitimately, right? If person A buys it from person B, then I don't think that person A, unless there's restrictions in, like, I guess the nature of buying the thing that you can't resell it, then I don't see the problem with it. It's called a free market. Yeah, it's completely free market. Like, there's nothing bad going on here. I mean, it's like buying things on sale and then reselling them later on whenever the price is high. Are you really going to say that's bad and G2A is bad for doing that? No, it's ridiculous. There's a million other things why people don't like G2A. Now, here's my perspective on this. G2A is never going to go away because people save money on it. Nobody gives a fuck about the devs. They don't care about how much money the devs make. Who cares? They just want to play the games. They're not involved in how this is affecting the gaming industry. They don't care about, oh, wow, this is going to, you know, maybe make the gaming industry bad in 5 years. Oh, somebody's not going to be able to afford this. Nobody gives a fuck about that. They just want the free games. They just want the cheap games. They don't care about anything or anybody else besides that. That's all there is to it. And that's a sad thing to say, but it's a fucking fact. That's why people keep buying Nikes, they keep buying these tennis shoes, they keep buying Apple products, even though there's been plenty of documented evidence that at least in the past, they've used child labor and third world labor that has terrible conditions. People keep buying it because they don't give a fuck. They don't care. At the end of the day, they just want what they want. And that's it. They don't care what it takes to make it. They don't care what it takes or anything. 1,000 gold. Ooh, traded me a Bambi. Thank you.
By all means. And with that covered, let's get into the rapid fire section.
Okay.
So, Nintendo have announced that they are updating the base Switch units to have significantly better battery life, something that would address one of the console's larger gripes. We're still waiting on a launch date though, but when that does happen, you'll still need to make sure that you're purchasing one with the correct model number that actually is updated. Then over in Overwatch news, well, they've done something quite large. They've introduced a role queue. Yes, Blizzard seem to be listening to players. How wild. You will get role-based skill ratings, and as the mode suggests, it will result in players getting more reasonable team comps. Yes, a little bit of freedom there is gone, but fundamentally, those roles are very defined in the game. 3-3, I think most people can agree, is a very bad meta for the game. So this does go a long way to helping both Overwatch's meta by giving it reasonable design bounds and just making the default play experience a lot better by locking in roles. I mean, it seems to have worked for LoL, seems like it will work here. The game is a long way to go, but it is good progress. And then next up, over in Los Santos, Rockstar are opening up their casino. There's not much to say yet, bar it being quite funny, given the game's deep monetization, and of course your ability to purchase in-game currency via shark cards. So because of this, one does have to wonder how bad it will look for Rockstar, and I suppose the gaming industry, if players can turn their real money into in-game money, and then literally gamble it all away in the slots.
That sounds awesome.
Kind of funny. But finally, we've got a bit of good news. Capcom have revealed that Monster Hunter World has sold 13 million units. And there's not much to say bar this. That's a massive achievement, and thankfully it shows you can still do well by releasing a quality game at a reasonable price, and I think that's what we all want. So there you go, that is it for today's episode of The Roundup. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell. Ringing the bell is actually super important for us over in YouTube. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of this being spruced up. We try to add in some more titles, make the show a little bit more snappier, and you'll find more in the description and the time code. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. Thank you very much to all the patrons who support this channel as well. And with that, I will see you next time.
All right, you know what? I would say this is a good video. I like the video a lot. It made a lot of sense. I really don't need these pets, man. I already have all of these. Just trade me the gold. I don't want any of the pets. I'm already like overwhelmed with pets to begin with. You want to give me something, just give me the gold. As you mentioned, I realize I just pay for subs, Netflix, Spotify, and so forth. It's not right. I love from a cool though. Keep rocking, man.